What if I told you that making the wrong choice between renting and buying when you first moved to America could cost you not just thousands of dollars, but maybe even your peace of mind? That the answer isn't as simple as everyone makes it sound, and that most newcomers get it totally wrong? If you're thinking about making the United States your home, you'll want to hear this before signing any lease or committing to a mortgage. Hi everyone, and welcome back to Moving to America, the channel where we break down all the real-life challenges and choices facing people like us, immigrants starting a new chapter in the US. Today we're diving deep into the age-old debate, should you rent or should you buy a home when you first move here? I'll use my own journey, surprising data, and insights that most people overlook so you can land with confidence and avoid the mistakes too many newcomers make. Let's paint the picture. Imagine arriving in a new country, feeling that mix of excitement and uncertainty. You've maybe got a suitcase or two, a few dreams, and now you have to make one of the most significant financial decisions of your life. The advice comes at you fast. Friends, family, even social media influencers have strong opinions. Some say renting is just throwing money away, while others warn that buying a home is a risky trap for newcomers. The truth? It's a lot more complicated, and what worked for your cousin last year might be a disaster for you. First, let's talk about renting. When I moved to America, renting felt like the natural choice. I didn't know the neighborhoods. I was still learning how the American banking and credit system worked. In fact, most newcomers, about 75% according to US Census data, start off as renters. Renting offers flexibility, which is gold when you're still getting your bearings. If you need to move for a new job, if you discover the city isn't right for you, or if your visa situation changes, it's way easier to break a lease than to sell a house. But here's what most people don't realize. Renting often comes with its own obstacles. Building a rental history in America can be tricky if you're coming from abroad. Landlords often ask for a social security number, credit history, or even months of upfront payment. If you're in a competitive city, finding a place can feel like auditioning for a Broadway show with dozens of applicants for every apartment. I remember filling out application after application, only to receive polite rejections because I lacked US credit history. The workaround? Some landlords accept written references from employers or larger deposits, but be ready for that challenge. Now, let's flip to buying. Maybe you've got some savings, or you're moving with family and you think, why pay someone else's mortgage when I can own my place? Home ownership is a huge part of the American dream, right? And yes, owning a home can help you build equity, stabilize your housing costs, and give you control over your living space. House prices in the US historically tend to rise over time, and for many, buying is a path to building wealth. However, as a newcomer, the mortgage process can feel like learning another new language. Lenders want to see US credit history, stable income, and sometimes hefty down payments. According to recent reports, foreign-born buyers often have to put down 20% or more, compared to the 5 to 10% that US-born buyers sometimes pay. Plus, let's not forget the hidden costs: property taxes, maintenance, insurance. Owning a house means you're the landlord now. If the boiler breaks in the middle of winter, it's your problem. And here's a plot twist. Sometimes, in the very cities where many immigrants land, like New York, Los Angeles, or San Francisco, the break-even point for buying versus renting can be as long as 7 to 10 years. That means, if you're not certain you'll stay put for quite a while, renting actually protects your finances. So how do you decide? Let's break it down step by step. Step 1. Assess your timeline. Are you here for a short-term job or study? Or are you planting roots for the long haul? If you're unsure how long you'll stay, renting is usually the safer bet. Step 2. Know your finances. Can you afford a down payment? Usually at least 20% for newcomers. Can you handle closing costs? Typically 2-35% of the home price. If you don't have a strong credit history yet, you may face higher interest rates. Step 3. Research your market. Price to rent ratios differ wildly across the US. In some cities, renting is significantly cheaper than buying. In others, think smaller towns or up-and-coming suburbs, buying can actually be cheaper month to month. Step 4. Think about your needs. Do you want flexibility? Do you expect your family or job to change soon? Renting may be best. But if your goal is stability and turning your home into an investment, buying could make sense. Let me be totally transparent. I started out renting. It gave me the freedom to explore neighborhoods, adjust to the culture, and save up for buying when I was truly ready. And that transition? Well, it felt amazing when it finally happened, but only because I waited until I had the financial and personal stability to make such a big commitment. Now, here's something most people don't talk about: your mental well-being. Moving to a new country is stressful. Being locked into a mortgage can add an enormous layer of pressure. But for some, the stability of home ownership can actually be reassuring. There's no single right answer, only the right answer for you. I want to touch on a lesser-known benefit too. Renting at first can help you build that all-important US credit history. Every on-time rental payment you make can be reported to credit bureaus, which means that rent isn't just a housing cost, it's actually an investment in your financial future. So, whether you rent or buy, the smartest move you can make as a newcomer is to keep your options open, do your research, and don't rush. America's real estate market will still be here when you're truly ready. Now, over to you. If you've moved to America recently, are you planning to rent or buy, and what factors influenced your decision? Drop your thoughts and stories in the comments. I'd love to hear them. Don't forget to like this video if it helped clarify things, and subscribe for more first-hand tips from someone who's lived it. No matter what you choose, remember, the best home is one that grows with you. Thanks for watching Moving to America, and I'll see you in the next chapter of your journey.
Thanks for watching. We hope you found this video helpful as you prepare for your move to the United States. If you found value in the information and advice provided, please consider supporting the podcast on Patreon. Your donations will allow us to continue creating new episodes and videos to help even more people with their relocation to America. Just visit patreon.com/movingtotheus to sign up. Until next time, best of luck with your move.